So coming from The Walking Dead, you know a lot about survival. Are zombies just another gang?
You know, I did go directly. This was the first job that I did. You know, I got killed twice on The Walking Dead, then drove to Louisiana and started this movie. Yeah, you know, I think that the characters have a little bit of similarity, you know. I think whereas, you know, Shane sort of lost his mind trying to protect a family that wasn't his, this is a guy who stays absolutely, you know, steady and steadfast in trying to protect his family, and he'll do it by all means necessary, and really, really interesting character to play, you know.
Well, they say justice is blind, but this movie talks about how it's also becoming very unforgiving.
Totally.
And your father's a lawyer. How do you think justice has evolved?
You know, anytime you have a situation where there's a mandate in place and there's a law in place that's absolutely unbending and doesn't take it by a case-by-case, in a case-by-case way, I think it presents a situation that's ripe for something like this to happen. I think the way that snitching works, that you can rat somebody out, whether they, you know, to get yourself off, and then they're put in this position where there's this mandatory minimum in place. I think that, you know, again, for all the times that it works, there is going to be that one time where it just totally crumbles and destroys these families and brings all these people into this web of danger and lies. And you know, this is a true story, based on a true story about a guy who, you know, went his own path on that, and did whatever he could to try to get his son out.
You know, you're in very good company with Humphrey Bogart, and that you're both private school kids who play tough guys on screen. What draws you to these roles?
I think Walking Dead really sort of helped to kind of show a side of me, you know, and I'm grateful for anybody that'll have me.
And my last question for you is, you know, you have done Snitch, which focuses on blue-collar crime, and you just wrapped Wolf of Wall Street, which is about white-collar crime. Did you see any common truths that kind of overlap between the two?
Yeah, and I mean, I think with all of that, you know, everything you're talking about, I mean, I think, you know, I think people are people, and I think, you know, again, with Snitch, it's about fathers who are trying to protect their sons, and that you know, here are two people who come from completely different walks of life. You got a two-striker who's doing whatever he can to stay out of prison, keep his family safe, and then you got a guy who owns a big company, but they're placed in very, very, very similar situations. And you know, I think. You know, I think trying to take the easy way out, desperation, doing what you can to get by. I think there's all sorts of motives for people who make bad decisions, and I don't think it matters what room you wake up in.